Boker Tov, everyone. So we've got a double portion this week, Matot Maseh, and in it, it describes our war against Midian. Midian is the people of Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, Yitro. And so it's interesting here that we're seen going to war against them and that this is seen as the right thing to do, considering the connections between our people and theirs. And I want to also point out, for anyone not aware of this, that Midian is likely descended, the people is likely descended also from Abraham, because after Sarah died, Abraham took another wife, Keturah, and had, I think it was 6 or 7 sons, and Midian is listed as one of them. And so the people is also descended from Abraham. So we were a related people, right? And here we're seen going to war against them. The circumstances surrounding this are interesting. I mean, presumably Yitro is no longer around at this point, and it has taken time. But the fact that we were going to war against them is seen here because it's due to the fact that earlier in the portion of Balak, Midian also conspired with the people of Moab to curse the Jewish people. I think this is seen as an opportunity on their part to sort of rise up in the ranks and to sort of elevate themselves by putting another people down, right? And so this was an opportunity for them that they took, and they sort of turned that friendship around, and they sort of betrayed that friendship, right? And then furthermore, when the cursing the Jewish people was not a possibility, as we saw a couple of weeks ago in that portion, we saw that was not possible. So, and then the Moabite and Midianite people sort of conspired that the downfall of our people, then the way they would bring our destruction, was in luring people for idolatry and sexual promiscuity, right? So that was then their method. And then we saw last week in Pinchas, we saw it was a Midianite woman who lured a Hebrew man and sort of that whole relationship, and we saw what happened with that. So this is sort of seen as retribution for their conspiring against our people. And it's interesting to see the way a friendship turns into enmity, right? So, we know that we're taught to treat the stranger well, but conversely, when someone else is treating us poorly, and when that, when they do something like this, it does provoke an act of war, because they are trying to destroy our people, right? So even a friend can turn into an enemy given the right circumstances, right? And so we need to be aware who our friends are, who our enemies are, and do everything we can to make sure that, again, I mean, I think we do treat the stranger well. If it should come to the point where they are not treating us well, then we do see justification for righting those wrongs. But at the same time, we hope to build the relationships up to a point where we never make enemies, hopefully. And when we do see the enemies, we do need to fight for our own behalf and make sure that we defend ourselves. So these relationships between friends and enemies, we see that they can change and grow over time, and we hope to keep our friends close and defend ourselves against all our enemies.